Hello, this is your host Ethan, and you're listening to Three Peas in a Podcast. This is an interview conversation style show where every episode will consist of a guest. Each episode aims to uncover who they are, focusing on their ambitions, goals, and their future. I like to call it students versus the real world. So overall, take this as a convenient way to learn more about your fellow peers here at uni. Let's dive straight into our next guest. So without further ado, introducing Jackson and Asher.
Hello, I'm Jackson.
And I'm Asher.
Well, nice to meet you guys. Well, I know you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
I'll just do what I usually do. Quick icebreaker, describe yourself, major, grade, anything you like to incorporate into your description. Jackson?
Okay, I am a junior. I'm a marine science major, and I'm part of a lot of things club sports on campus, I would say, specifically volleyball.
I am also a junior, exercise science major, thinking of going pre-PA, but not certain on that yet. I also do club volleyball. I am also an RA on campus and work at the dining hall here and there.
So I want to introduce a quick section that I do for every episode. It's called Core Valves. I'm sure you guys know what Core Valves are, but I'm going to put a little twist on it. For those who don't know what Core Valves are, they're just pretty much a survey at the end of the semester just to rate your professor, the course itself, material-wise, etc.
And they're awful.
Generally, they're awful. So I'm going to put a twist on it. Since I usually have guests on like once in the whole show, I'm going to give this an opportunity for both of you to discuss about a class of yours that pops up into your mind. It can be anything that's like embarrassing, stupid, like goofy, I don't know, good, bad, I don't care. Just anything that pops up to your mind, and just tell me about the class. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay. Yeah.
First class that comes to mind for me would be the gross anatomy lab. I think it was a very unique opportunity to get to work with the cadavers. They have since moved it to the Portland campus, so it's a little bit harder to access it, but I think the gross anatomy class for me was definitely my favorite so far. I had Professor Kristen Bailey for it. She was a very good professor to have. She was a little bit lighter than the other professor, Dr. Rahman. Dr. Rahman I also had for research methods. She's a great professor. But Professor Bailey also was great for gross anatomy. And it was a class where you put into it what you want to get out of it. Like the amount of effort you put in is what you're going to learn. So, I mean, basically, if you do your work, it's an easy A. But for those that are super interested in it, if you put a lot of time into it, you'll get a lot out of it.
Is there an aspect of the class that really piqued your interest?
I think just being hands-on with the cadavers was a super, I want to say like, I don't want to say interesting again, but like enticing experience. It was very, very cool to see, very cool to work with.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Jackson?
Right now, I'm in a experimental animal physiology class with Dr. Marcus Frederick. It's a very fun class because he's like a very quirky guy. He's actually from Germany, and he still has an accent, which makes the things he say like a little bit funny. Like, I don't know. He's a very fun guy. The class can be tough because it's alternating every week. It's either a short, like 5 to 10 minute presentation that's due in between class periods, or it's a like full research paper. So I think the workload can be pretty tough, but we get to experiment on animals randomly. So it sounds a little cruel, but what we did for one of them was we took green crabs and we put them in an environment where they had no oxygen for like 2 days, and then we made them run on an underwater treadmill, which is it's really fun. They don't die. We don't really kill anything, but
They don't
just
die?
get to, well, legally they actually have to die. Since they're an invasive species, they can't leave the building.
Oh, that's all you had to
But
say.
we personally don't kill them.
And same question to you. Is there anything really intriguing in the class that piques your interest, or I guess a class that you recommend to others?
I would definitely recommend this to other people. So he's he started out in medicine, so he has a really good idea about the physiology of people. But then, so the class deals with the physiology all the way from humans to like Daphnia, which is this small little water flea.
Mm.
So it's like if you want to learn how something works and why it works, it's an amazing class for that.
Cool. Nice to know. I guess for my next question, just for fun, mostly like regarding the UNE campus, if we were go looking for you guys, where would we find you the most and why?
I think I spend a lot of my time kind of in my own room or in the library. I'm not a very like showy person on campus.
I would say I'm quite the opposite. You can find me pretty much anywhere, very involved. Always have busy days as well, so you can find me pretty much anywhere.
All right. So I guess we'll just dive straight into, some questions to learn more about you guys professionally wise. I guess I'll start with currently, what are you aiming for career wise? What, as of now, what you can think of, what's your goal currently in life?
I struggle with this question a lot because with marine science, it's not like there's an amazing field to go into. Like, I mean, full of opportunities, like there's not a ton. But currently, I think I've been realizing that I would love to get somewhere into education with the sciences, whether that be through doing outreach where like I go around to different schools or different camps and help teach them about just like how interesting science is to kind of nurture like maybe the next generation or even possibly getting into teaching at a school.
And what does the education look like for you to get to that point?
That's something that I'm still working on because this is a new like thing that I've kind of come up with. I think I have to do a lot more work because right now I'm basically just taking science classes on how to be a scientist. But scientists are great at talking to scientists, but they're not really great at talking to like the average person. So I think I have to take more classes about like kind of science communication, also just education in general, so that I get a better understanding of how to like communicate.
Mm-hmm. And did you have like a different profession in mind before you're deciding this education path? Because as you mentioned, it's frequently new to you. You're still not even sure if you want to dive into it.
I think since I was a kid, I grew up with a dad who was a professor and also a researching professor at universities. So I've become really interested. I think as a kid, I became really interested in being just a research scientist because I thought, that would be so great to just go out and like look at animals. But as I've gotten more of the experience with seeing the research process, I think it's something that I'm a little less interested in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I get that. Asher, do you have anything to add for yours?
About Jackson's?
No, about yours.
About mine? Yeah, I think as an exercise science student, I want to keep my options pretty open. I think there's not much that you can do with just a bachelor's in it. So I think grad school is definitely the route that I want to go. Outside of if I wanted to do like, I know exercise physiology is a pretty interesting field that I may want to go into with just the bachelor's, but I think right now my eyes are pretty set on PA school. Still not 100% sure on it, but I've done some shadowing with it and I've done a bunch of research on it, and it seems like a career that I could really get into.
Now, we've talked before about your original like career plan,
Mm-hmm.
which was AT, right?
AT, yeah.
So are you, I get these majors mixed up. So are you like exercise science or?
Exercise science, yes.
So originally, were you still exercise science, but with an
no?
okay.
Originally, they have an AT 3+2 track here at UNE, which is what I originally came for. But then I have switched out of that and into the 4-year applied exercise science.
And has that changed how your schooling is going right now, especially as a junior?
The AT and AES tracks are pretty similar, but in my case, having to do the PA prerequisites has really threw a wrench into everything because I'm taking 17 credits now, and then next year will be, I think, 17 and then 18. So
A lot.
yeah,
A lot.
yeah, a very busy end to my college career. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So the majors within themselves are pretty similar. It's just a matter of taking a couple extra classes as exercise science and then getting the PA prereqs if that's the route I want to go.
Nice. Do you have any idea where you want to go for grad school yet? If you do decide to go for PA?
If I'm going for PA, UNE would be my top choice because the only school in Maine, and that's where I'm from originally. So I want to stay closer to home if I could. I'd have to do some more research into what's around New England because that's where I want to be. I know Massachusetts has a couple of schools like what is it called?
MCPHS.
MCPHS, and some other ones in there. I haven't done too much research on them, but
Also with the thing about PA school is that you have to get clinical hours as well.
yeah,
Where are you in that process?
very behind, very behind in that process. So I think at least 1 or 2 gap years are in order if I choose to go that route. So,
And I assume you're not excited for that.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I think it'll be beneficial to get that work experience before going to PA school. I think it's also good for anybody to take a gap year just as a mental reset before you go back into putting yourself through a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess with the path that you guys are both going to, I mean, you're marine science,
Marine affairs,
Marine science.
marine science.
and you're AES or
AES.
AES,
Yep.
AES. Is there a reason, like, do you have anyone that you look up to in these majors, like a reason why you stuck to these tracks? I mean, I know you certainly changed yours, Asher, but you're still on the health
Still in the
track,
health
like,
sciences, yeah.
So was there anything that really influenced you guys to stay in this path, or why you even chose UNE to come here to pursue that career?
Well, originally I had come to UNE for the AT major, pretty specifically, because there were only 2 other schools in Maine that offered it. I believe it was UMaine, Orono, and USM, I believe, were the other 2 that offered it. And UNE, when I toured it, just seemed like a better fit for me. I was actually between going here and to Endicott, who also had an AT program. But I chose here because it was a little bit closer to home. And once I took the classes that were in that program and worked a little bit as a student AT, I figured out that the biggest deterrence was the salary based on like the amount of hours that you work as an AT. Just the work-life balance is not there, and the compensation you get for it is not really what I'm looking for. So that really sparked my change into AES to kind of broaden my horizons and keep my options more open.
Nice. Jackson?
Just getting into marine science, my grandfather was a marine scientist for the state of New Jersey, so he got me interested in it as a kid, and that's UNE's program here is it's pretty great. It's one of the big things with the school. It's either marine science or health here. At least that's what it feels like. They have a great place, the Marine Science Center. According to someone, I don't know if this is true, it's one of 2 places in the U.S. labs that has fresh seawater coming in from the ocean. And that's pretty cool. We have a lot of lobsters and stuff.
Lots of lobster and stuff. You said it was your grandpa?
Yes.
And I guess, how close were you with him?
We were pretty close. Like, I guess, we didn't like live right near each other. So this is my mother's father. So all of my family's basically from New Jersey. I am not. So we would visit often, and I think like the spectacle of being a landlocked kid in either New York or Pennsylvania, getting to go out on a boat with this guy who is just knows where the fish will be and why they will be there was awesome. Because he did a artificial reef program in New Jersey, so he would sink old ships and tanks in the water to create like an artificial reef system for animals to like inhabit. And I think that was really cool because like our oceans are getting pretty harmed right now. And I think that was kind of a big inspiration to try to, do something to try to reverse that. So if I could, like, I don't know, help somehow make the oceans better, that would be great.
Well, that's a cool story. Well, thanks for your grandpa doing a lot for the ocean out there.
Yeah.
All right. So currently, what are you guys working towards right now? It could be a small goal. It could be a big goal. Just you could summarize it real quickly right now. Is there anything you're focusing on currently?
I mean, currently I'm just trying to get through this semester. It's been a bit of a wild ride, having a lot on my plate, so just trying to get through the semester, honestly.
And is it more difficult than you thought it would be? I mean,
I think it's pretty much as difficult as I thought it would be because I knew I was putting a lot on myself, and there's times where it's a little bit too much and I have to take time for myself to kind of reset, but I've been able to put up with it for most of the time.
I always ask everyone, is junior year as hard as everybody says it is?
Yes.
Jackson?
I would say so.
I think it's been a little difficult sometimes because now we're getting now you get into the deep dive classes, not just the English 101, like math 101 kind of stuff.
Well, that's usually, that's always true. And I feel like you're always in junior year, that's, as you mentioned, you're in more of your focused classes. So now you're with everybody pretty much that you know in your major, especially since uni is such a small school. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Jackson, I didn't get to you about the question that I asked about Asher about
Goals.
Yes.
So right now, I think I'm just trying to find a balance between doing things and not, because I'm a very introverted person, I would say, and a lot of other people would say that, but I've started to do a lot more than I typically would. Like I am trying to join the e-board. I joined the e-board of Scuba Club and the e-board of the Club Sports Council this year to try to kind of be more part of the UNE community. And I think sometimes like branching out, it's like the Roman Empire. The more you branch out, the more likely you are to fall. So I just need to find like prime Roman Empire levels of doing things.
I like the comparison. How's it going for you in that process? Are you finding it beneficial for you?
Yes. Yeah, I like it because I'm not finding myself with just nothing to do, because like I think in previous times when I had nothing to do, I would just like watch something, and that's not really helping anybody. But like having things to be a part of, things to go to, it helps make me more sociable, but also helps me like not just get lazy.
No, I completely understand. You mentioned that like you're doing this just so you're not pretty much sitting on the couch all day, sitting in your bed all day. So it's like something that you're at least doing around campus. Are you afraid of getting to a point where you're gonna get too busy in between like work and like schoolwork, even if you do an actual job, or with social events? Do you find that you're afraid of reaching to that point?
I would say I definitely am. I think sometimes I don't realize how much I am doing, because I'm also one of the presidents of club volleyball, and a lot of the time I just do the thing and I don't delegate. So I also just I make myself do more work than I have to with some stuff, which that causes the issue there. But I think one of the things that I need to learn more is when to say, like, I do need someone else to do something, or like I just don't have the time. Yeah.
I am in the same boat as you. I talked about it in the first episode, but originally it's 3 Ps in a podcast, because originally there were 2 other people that were supposed to host with me.
Mm-hmm.
They got too busy in the semester, and I was like, I'm gonna still do it by myself. So there's points where they are willing to help me. They have asked me if they need help or if I need any help with editing videos or anything, or the podcast. I've so far said no because I feel like it's manageable, but I'm with you where it's like I'm way too independent. I love being independent. I think that's why I like college, because I don't have to depend on other people. I don't have to wait to go to D Hall with someone. I can just go on my own, or I can walk to class by myself or do my own work by myself. And it's nice to hear someone else also talk about it, because I mean the colleges and I guess the world itself, it's all about you deciding your own path, whether or not you want to be independent, dependent, or how you want to work in life. Asher, you mentioned earlier about something about sometimes you need to take the time to reset or like relax with all the work that you have to manage. That got me into thinking about, how do you generally manage with stress, or do you do anything specifically to help with all the workloads that are given to you?
Yeah. I think normally I like going to the gym, pretty avid gym goer. It's my main way to de-stress, I would say. Also a big music listener, kind of disconnecting from the rest of the world and having time with me and my music is definitely a big part of my day to kind of reset.
Cool. I like it. Jackson?
So I'll just go for a walk sometimes, just around.
I'll do that too.
Like,
it's nice.
Sometimes to the beach, sometimes just like 5 times around campus. And like no headphones, just in the world. And that's one of my ways. Also just making a thing. Like doing something with like doing something creative.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like using my brain, and I don't have to think about the things that may be stressing me.
Nice. All right. Asher, you also mentioned that you're an RA. How is that going this semester? Do you enjoy it? I mean, I'm sure it's pros and cons.
Yeah, of course there's pros and cons, but I enjoy it for the most part. I think it's good to have that sort of responsibility and to hold yourself accountable, because there's a bunch of deadlines you have to meet for, whether it be bulletin boards or running programs, doing door decorations, interacting with your residents. But I think it's good to hold myself accountable and have that responsibility. But at the same time, of course, there are cons. Like, it's just another responsibility that I have.
And is there a reason you wanted to be an RA?
Yeah, I wanted to pursue leadership on campus. I think it's definitely, not only is it good for a resume, but it's good for your own character and to develop leadership skills.
All right. I guess with that being said, how are you guys feeling right now about pulling up to senior year soon and graduating? Are you guys scared for the real world? Are you scared, a little nervous, maybe frustrated? I don't know how you feel, but is there some sort of feeling that you have about almost graduating soon?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say that I'm not nervous. Like, there's always that looming sense of anxiety that I'm not going to know what to do once I graduate. But I think just taking it day by day and learning how to navigate what you have for that day is the biggest part for me. Just slowing down, not worrying about the future, but just worrying about the present.
Jackson?
I think like nervous and excited, which are both two sides of the same coin. It just depends on how you like look at it. 'Cause I don't know what opportunities I will have. As I said, like, I don't know how many things there are out there for me to do. But one of the people at the dining hall that I also worked there.
Shout out dining hall.
Yeah, it's very good. I would suggest working there. They're very chill. But the guy was like, there's not really much point to be like nervous about it, because just because you're not going to immediately get a job with what you learned doesn't mean that you didn't gain anything from college. Like, it also, I don't know, like maybe I learned by the end of college that the path that I'm taking isn't the path that I wanted. That doesn't mean that my life is over. I'll be 22. I have like a lot of time to decide what I'm going to do.
I have a few friends that have already graduated, and they've talked about how they feel currently or like the situation they're in after graduating. Some, of course, have gone into the jobs that they've wanted with their major, but I've had few where they've graduated with the like a med bio degree, and right now they're not really in what they want. Are any of you guys scared for that, or feel that it's kind of an obstacle in the way once you graduate?
Hmm. Yeah, like I mentioned before, if I choose to go the PA route, then I'll have to take a couple gap years, and I know that's not really what I want to end up doing. So I think just recognizing that that's just another stepping stone in my path is good to recognize that and know that I'm not stuck in that forever.
Yeah, I think a little bit, but also, I have other interests than just science that I think I can follow. Like as long as I find something that I enjoy doing, I think at some point I'll figure out how to make that a job and somehow get there.
Beautiful, guys. Do you guys know like the vicinity of the United States that you guys are gonna stay in for working, or are you just gonna let the universe guide you guys to where you're gonna be?
Well, for me personally, I would prefer to stay in New England because I'm a Mainer. That's where I grew up, and I've never really traveled much outside of New England. I think the furthest I've been is Montreal, which is really not that crazy. So I think, and staying close to family is very important for me. I don't want to totally disconnect from them because I'm pretty close with my parents and my siblings. So don't want to travel too far. So I'd rather stay in New England.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, I love New England. I think anyone who steps foot into it will say like they would love to stay there. But I would be perfectly fine with just kind of exploring. Going, I think anywhere would be great. Because if I go, I don't know, somewhere down south, that's just a new like just ecosystem of people that I haven't experienced before. Yeah.
Asher, if you do go for PA, there's a part of it where you can do travel PA, and
Mhm.
that's something I'm also looking into. And I'm in the same boat as you, where I love New England. Same thing with Jackson. I love New England, but I would say I'm close with my family, but I'm also, there's points where it's like I don't really want to be that close.
Mm.
Would you take advantage of travel PA just to explore more of the United States as you're young and then settle down later, or
Mm.
kind of just stick to wherever you want to be in New England?
Yeah. That's a good question. I think it would depend on what my mindset is at the point of the job offering. It would also depend on like the duration of the contract because I don't want to be far away for a couple of years, like a couple months at a time maybe, but not anything that's really super long.
All right. As I've mentioned a lot in this episode, we are all juniors. Of course, we've gone through a lot, whether it was good, bad, or frustrating at times. We're gonna make mistakes. We've all made mistakes. I don't care if you're a freshman. I don't care if you're perfect and a senior about to graduate. We've all made mistakes. So that leads into my question about currently, as you're sitting right here thinking, what's a failure that taught you something important, or a failure that got you to keep pushing or to fix whatever you're going into?
I think my first year, I came out of it with like 4 like friends. Like I knew people, like I had acquaintances, but I think I came out with only 4 friends, and like that felt kind of lonely to me. So I think I count that kind of as a failure. So I think just getting to be more sociable and doing more things, and trying to actually get to know people. Like my first year, I was like I was part of the club volleyball team, and I like knew the people, but I wasn't like close with them. But I think in my second year now, basically most of my friend group is the people that I've met through volleyball and like just doing things. I've met so many more people. So I think just learning that I need to actually approach people and not just wait to be approached, and to talk, because that's a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I think I'll use a similar example actually, because going into my freshman year, I was very nervous, and in high school, I was a kid where I didn't really come out of my shell too often. Like I had my close group of friends, and we were super close, and they saw all sides of me. But the normal person wouldn't really see who I really was, I guess, because it's hard for me to come out of my shell, or it was at that point, freshman year. And like Jackson had said, I had a couple of friends. I was part of club tennis and made some good friends there, but didn't really socialize outside of that, which led into my sophomore year, where I learned to come out of my shell a lot more and put myself out there. And that's when I started pursuing the RA job, like I've mentioned before. I had actually applied for it going into that year, but was rejected. So I applied for it again the following year and was actually an alternate, and then got accepted over the summer. So the RA process was pretty lengthy for me. But I think the biggest thing that I learned was just to put myself out there. Like, the world can be scary, people can be scary, but for the people that won't accept you for who you are, then they shouldn't be in your lives. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. So might as well put yourself out there and see what happens.
Completely agree. So overall, you both agree that you should be social, that you need to make every connection that you can make. It doesn't have to be forced, but at least take the time and the courage to come out and talk to people.
Definitely, yeah.
Essentially, yeah?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We can slowly wrap it up here, but I do want to ask, what advice would you give your freshman year self right now?
I would say don't be afraid, because my freshman year, I believe it was the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was going through a really hard time mentally and couldn't really talk to anybody about it besides my mom. I remember calling my mom pretty much every night, and at some points having like mental breakdowns over the phone with her. And it really made me recognize that I was going through a hard time, and to take a step back and like really think about what I was feeling and why I was feeling that way. So the biggest advice I would give my freshman year self is to not be afraid and to recognize your feelings when you're feeling them and not to push them away.
Jackson?
I think I would just say chill out, because I'm
that too. I would say chill out as well.
I'm a pretty anxious person, so just like talking to people can be like a big thing, or it feels like a big thing, but it's really not. They're just another person. And even like classes, like they may be scary at first, but like I'll figure it out. So just chill out. There's no pressure.
I love the way you view life, Jackson. It's so, it's just incredible.
It's awesome.
You kind of give like a hippie almost, just like, yeah,
I've been
just
told
chill.
that a lot.
Oh, that's not a bad thing to say.
No, it's not entirely a bad thing.
That's a compliment.
I worked at a camp and we were given awards, and I think 3 times I was given like the cool cucumber award. They're like, you're just chill.
Well deserved.
Just a chill
And
guy.
you absolutely deserve that award. I would give it to you if I had it.
Thank you.
Just know that.
I'm very happy to know that.
I actually, this is just a random question that popped up because my last episode, someone mentioned about traveling abroad, and I know both of you, right? None of you guys have traveled abroad, or I guess, yeah. Why haven't you? I know the thing about UNE is that they have a Morocco campus, and I, of course, took that advantage. Incredible experience. And I feel that's one of the reasons why a lot of people come to UNE is because of that opportunity to travel to wherever they want. Is there a reason why you two didn't partake in that?
Yeah. Biggest obstacle for me is financially. And I think that's really the main deterrence for most people. Like, I recognize that the UNE Global thing is amazing. Like, there's great opportunities out there, but personally, I didn't have the opportunity because of financial reasons.
I feel like that's the majority of people.
Yeah.
So I actually did. I applied and made the Iceland campus in Reykjavik. And then I realized that I would have to pay for my own housing and pay for my own food and make it. And also realized that I didn't have a job. So it would have just not been possible for me to like exist because like there's no meal plan, and then I would just have to rent. So like, yeah, a financial obstacle. But I did the Panama travel course.
Ooh, how was that?
It was amazing. Just to get like 10 days in a new environment is great. And I hope to do at least one more next year.
Do you have any idea of what class?
I want to experience Iceland because when I stopped, everyone who I told that I wasn't going to go anymore was like, why would you do that? Iceland's amazing. You have to go. So now I hope to take a class with Dr. Frederick, where then we go at the end of the semester.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
I actually was also looking into one, but I don't know if I'll actually do it because money. I don't know if you've heard of the Italy one. It's like a using anatomy, but on
anatomy and art.
Anatomy and art.
Oh.
I was looking
Professor
at
Dutta.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
familiar.
looking at that, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested because I went to Italy when I was in Morocco. Absolutely loved it. Food was incredible. Place is beautiful. But I didn't go to. I think it's in Rome. Yeah, I didn't go to Rome, and I really wanted to go to Rome, and it's anatomy. It's something that I'm into.
Yeah.
That's just a plug-in I want to put in, but I'm looking to go there.
And Professor Dutta is awesome. Add.
I have never had.
I had him for A&P 1 and A&P 2.
Oh, is he? Okay, so he's more on the athletic side. Well, because I know because Med Bio has their whole completely different professors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have because they do AP and P.
Oh, right.
So,
I don't think Dutta's like he's
one.
not involved with AES or
No,
AT.
I think he just does the AP classes.
Yeah, just A&P classes.
Yeah, so
He's a really good guy, though.
he's good.
I
You
enjoy
recommend?
I recommend, yeah. Some people don't like him, but I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm glad.
Maybe he was playing favorites, but I don't know.
It doesn't matter. You got through it, right?
Yeah. I had also looked at the Italy course, but financially also. And I think the one semester that I would have done it, they weren't offering it for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah. Like I had looked on the course list and it wasn't there.
I should probably look into that
Probably.
because if I do it, I'm gonna probably do it spring senior year if that's an
Mhm.
option.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't really want to leave campus again. Morocco is a lot. It is very it put a lot of pressure on you mentally. You're essentially living with everyone for a whole semester. You're staying with in a gated community with the same exact people over and over again, and you're gonna experience struggles and stuff. Like I always went to a different country every other weekend with my same group of friends, and of course it's gonna be a little challenging at times. We've of course gotten into fights and stuff because who wouldn't, right? Like you're gonna get sick of each other, you're gonna get stressed, but it was still a great experience. And anyone listening, I would recommend to take up the Morocco course, or even what Jackson did, take up any of the travel courses that uni offers, because it generally is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of like Oreos, because you enjoy like Oreos in themselves are great, but the first one's great. Then the more that you eat the Oreo, the less you start to enjoy it.
This is what this what
I
I'm
like
talking
that.
about. I
I like that
love
metaphor.
Jackson's connection in life.
Yes.
It's so
He always brings
beautiful.
such an interesting perspective, and I love it.
I remember for volleyball, you would stop doing it. You stopped doing the quotes.
Be a goldfish.
I did.
Goldfish.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
What
my
he's
favorite
bringing
one.
up is
Be a
I
goldfish.
had a list. I still have the list. It's like 50 to 75 quotes just from any media, like from Sun Tzu all the way to like Master Yoda. And I would read a quote every practice. I just forgot. I have to start bringing it back.
It was incredible. And anyone who runs into Jackson, you should ask him about the quotes, and he'll provide you with an amazing quote.
Yes. Come up to me.
Come up to Jackson.
Come up to Jackson.
Come up to Jackson. Okay. To wrap it up, is there anything you guys would like to leave to the listeners?
If you're going to walk around on campus, like take off the headphones. Don't have RBF, which I suffer from. because you'll just seem like a less welcoming person, and that's we don't need more negativity.
That's a little controversial, don't you think? Personally, I love my headphones.
I also love my headphones.
I
will
walk
always
around-
be seen with my
I
headphones.
will also be always seen with my headphones walking around.
Like same, but
a little hypocritical there.
Yeah.
well, because
How do you feel about like if people have AirPods, one pod? Is that okay? Is
I
that
think like
manageable?
one pod is chill, but
What about people with over-the-ear
right
headphones?
over the ear headphones?
Like myself,
What are we gonna
Because-
do about that?
with noise canceling on.
Exactly.
But then that's the thing. If I see someone with headphones on, I'm like they're in their own world. They're isolated, which we all do need that sometimes.
No, I agree with you. I've
yeah.
had people text me being like, I said hi to you. I always tell them, like, if you see me with two of my AirPods in, it's always on noise cancellation. I can't hear you. So if you see me, either bump into me or tap me on the shoulder or something, because I have no idea that you are saying hi to me. But I do agree with the fact, I've heard it from a lot of people from different sources talking about how you shouldn't be on your headphones or try to limit the amount of times you're on your headphones when you're walking around, because it is limiting your approachability, I guess.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're very strong on that point.
Yeah. Also, look up. The more you look down, the less you'll see people.
So true. Jackson, so incredible.
Awesome stuff. Can you repeat the question?
Is there anything you would like to leave to the listeners?
Yeah, I think a couple words of wisdom. Be authentic. That's something that I really want to live by, is authenticity, because no one's going to appreciate if you're putting on a fake face, so to say, or a persona. And biggest thing is just be yourself, because if people can't accept that, then they're not for you, is what I would say. So authenticity is something that everyone should value and everyone should put forward.
Well said. Thank you for listening to 3 Ps in a Podcast. And of course, thank you for listening to our wonderful guests, Jackson and Asher. And thank you, Jackson and Asher, for taking the time out of your day to sit and chat with me.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you, Ethan.
I hope you learned a thing or two from both and hopefully found them as someone you can look up to or can relate to. A big thank you to my good friend Avery for producing the intro and outro jingle, currently studying at Berklee College of Music and Arts. Another thank you to my good friend Miranda, a graphic designer, for creating the amazing logo. If you want to check out more of her work, you can find her on Instagram at miranda.madeit. Have a spectacular day, afternoon, night, and next time we'll be back with a whole new guest.